So today we have Wanda in the house. Welcome to the Thinking Deeper podcast, Wanda.
Hey, Deepa, money on the rise. How you doing?
I was hoping that was going to come in maybe about halfway through the podcast, but obviously
not
not.
always. That's
Never.
my intro. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard it all through the tour, so I don't even know why I'm surprised. So you know that Thinking Deeper is all about creating a life university.
Yeah.
It's allowing my followers, listeners and viewers to start to learn through other people's experiences, lives, stories and journeys. And I'm a firm believer that people that come into my life come in for a reason because I've got some learning from them. And I feel you are one of those people and I'm honoured that you're in my life.
Yeah, but I think that the same about you, and I believe the same thing. So yeah.
Oh, like for like. Today's podcast is all about International Women's Day, and the hashtag that they're celebrating is Break the Bias.
Yeah.
And I feel like you are the epitome of that hashtag. You are a female rapper that is disrupting the whole music scene,
I
particularly.
am trying.
Particularly a male-dominated industry. You are a spiritualist. You openly talk about the fact that you bring the high vibe and the energy into your messaging, into your rap. You're also somebody that is openly talking about your sexuality. You're a proud homosexual. You talk about pussy power. You empower women to talk openly about their sexuality. You're trying to mix new vibes, old vibes in the industry. You know, you're resurrecting hip hop. How does it feel when you hear that kind of introduction about yourself?
Well, I get excited. I get excited because it just makes me even more excited for the future because it's everything that I've already envisioned. It's everything that I've already told myself I am, if you know what I mean. So then to hear other people saying it, it's like, yes, it just confirms what I already believe. So yeah.
I mean, the final bit to that intro is you are probably the most consistently motivated, positive thinking person I have in my life. Like literally, you not only the belly laughs, but genuinely every time I speak to you, you seem to be on this consistent road of just thinking positive no matter what's going on. I just want to take that back a little bit into your childhood and because everybody sees the great side. You know, you're releasing a Busta at the moment, which we'll talk about later on. They see you out in concert, they see you on the road, but it didn't start off like that. So I want to rewind a little bit, take you back to where it all began. You were brought up in a Nigerian Catholic household. What memories do you have of your childhood?
Well, more like Nigerian, sort of like Pentecostal Christian household. Correction there, Deepa.
I stand corrected.
But the memory that I have of my childhood, it was fun. It was very fun. It was fun because I had 5 brothers and sisters, so we made it fun. But it was hard. We had a lot of poverty. I was raised with my mum. My dad didn't live with us till I was about 11 years old, so that was hard, and there was a lot of sort of issues in the house around sort of abuse and stuff like that. So it was a difficult childhood, but at the same time, like I said, we had brothers and sisters, so it was still fun. But yeah, thinking back to my childhood, it's a sort of love and hate relationship that I have with it. But at the same time, knowing who I am today, it made me who I was. Like, I've probably put so much into my vortex from being a child because of everything that I didn't like. You know what I mean? So much is in there. So it's created so much of me today. I've been dreaming of being a rapper from a child.
And when did that dream first start out? What was the kind of tipping point for you? Because I know at some point you were expelled from school. How did music save you?
So like school life was always hard, and I think that was just reflected on sort of family life and home life. I think I just sort of screamed for attention in all ways in sort of school life because I was just naughty, but not really naughty in a way where I was like bad. I was just more comical, if you know you know what I mean.
I know that.
So yeah. So school life was a bit difficult for me. Although I did study, I didn't mind the actual education side of it. I didn't mind that at all. But it's just the whole people telling me what to do things, and I think that's ran through my whole life. But I think it stood me good in my spirituality. Now I can like stand strong because I've never liked anyone telling me what to do. But before, it was in the wrong way. I was a rebel. and I still am a rebel, but I'm a rebel that didn't love herself. Now I'm a rebel that does love herself, and that's why I shine now, and that's why I didn't back then.
Yeah. And I think what really oozes from you is you totally believe in yourself. There's no doubt. No doubt in
No,
anything
a
that
million
you.
percent I do. I've got my own. Well, I say I'm powerful, lovable, and worthy every single day. I've been saying it for the last sort of 3.5 years since I found my spirituality, and that's the first 6 months was weird. I'll have to physically sort of force myself to do it every morning, and then and then at night and whatever. And now I constantly say it, and now I actually feel it's weird. I feel powerful, lovable, and worthy. I don't know how to explain it, but I
It's
like
just
feel
your
it.
vibe.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it from you, so I can totally understand that is where your kind of head is at, and that's your energy absolutely uses it all the time. When did music? I would say music saved you. Would that be right in
Yeah,
saying that?
music, million percent saved me. When I'm, like I said, my schooling life wasn't too good, and around sort of 13 and 14, I had sort of like youth workers that used to sort of help me out. So I used to have to get picked up from school, and I remember them taking me. They used to go to a centre, sort of like a youth centre. And that youth centre was a studio, and yeah, I remember them letting me use the studio for the first time. But I always had to do my homework first. But that's the first time I ever like wrote a song, or well, not wrote a song, but used an actual studio, because I was writing at home anyway. But that's the first time I got into sort of using the studio and making my first sort of rap song, recorded rap song. And I stayed with them for sort of a few years until eventually I actually went to university, and I've been uni twice actually. Never mind.
Whoop whoop.
F you teachers. But yeah, so and it's mad as well because it's like I've done sort of a U-turn because the same people that helped me out when I was young and took me to the youth centre, that's where I sort of have my youth group. I have my own group, music therapy group, hip hop therapy group with a bunch of boys, and it's the same place. It's the same guy that
So you've
runs
come
it that
full
used to look
circle.
after me when I was like
Wow.
13, 14. So it's mad.
Talk me through the emotion of that though, because going full circle like that and seeing how you can now give back must be quite satisfying.
Yeah, it's just sick. It feels mad. It just, especially because I'm in the same place. It feels so good, and being able to sort of empower these young boys and young women. It's just it's I don't know even how to describe it because it just
And they can
feels.
connect to you quite easy because you've been on similar paths. You can you can totally empathize with what they're going through. They're still
Exactly,
going through things that you went through as a child.
exactly.
What kind of things do you still see coming out of some of these kids?
Just lack of confidence really, and sort of lack of belief. That's what I see in a lot of people, because that's all you need. It's very, very simple what you need in life to sort of soar and sort of make yourself feel better. So it's just lack of love, lack of belief, lack of confidence, and it's sort of negative self-talks. That's what I find that they have all the time, and that's what puts them down. So it's sort of switching that and showing them examples
And how are you doing that?
by not just talking theory. My hip hop sessions are not just theory. I'm out here doing it for them. Do you get me? Out here showing the example that look, you can come from nothing and do whatever you want in life. You get me? So that's exactly what I'm trying to show them. I can only teach by example.
Some of those experiences that you're still seeing in the kids, I mean, I think at one point you shared with me that, you were in a really low place. You were literally sleeping out of your
Yeah,
car for
yeah,
about a week.
yeah.
Talk me through what was going on at that point in your life.
Well, that point was
Another point.
yeah, it's a weird point in my life. That was just sort of at the start of my spirituality. It was right at the start. And so, and at that point, even though I slept in my car for nearly 2 weeks. I had to like look for where to like have a shower and go toilet and stuff like that. But like, and I was with my daughter as well at that time. But although I was like that, I was buzzing. I was happy. It was at the beginning of my spirituality. It was a low point, but it was a high point at the same time, because I was low, because that's what point I was at. But in my head I was so high, it's unbelievable. And I shot out of that like within sort of, yeah, that happened 2 weeks. I moved into my own place, and everything switched round. Like everything switched round in a mad way. And that's because I didn't focus on that situation that I was in. If I did focus on that situation I was in, I'd probably still be there.
Because you just keep manifesting
Yeah,
it
but I
into
was
your
in a
life.
high place. I was soaking it up in the Bahamas somewhere. Trust me, in my head, I was
What were
next
you
place.
telling Kaya at the time? Because what does a mom tell their child when they're literally
I
homeless
was
in
we're
that
still saying
situation?
powerful love and whatever. We're saying that every day. Like she says it every single morning. So we're still saying that. And I was telling her I was gonna get somewhere and I was sorting things out at the time. So yeah, I was just we're still on a high, if you know what I mean. And I kept on a high. So yeah, we was good, man.
So I want to talk fast forward a little bit into 2019 and Manchester International Festival. You were part of BBC's Introducing Takeover. I want to quote this because, you know, it's worth quoting. They said the evening is set to be a showcase of Manchester's burgeoning music scenes, and it's a chance to get to grips with some potential future megastars.
Come on.
We're now in 2022. How does that feel to hear that?
Wait, it's mad because it's crazy because like I've sort of, like I said before, I've envisioned it. I've already spoke this out. So for it to actually, like, when things manifest, it's always like, man. And then it's like, whoa, did I actually believe it this much? I didn't even, like, think I believed it this much. It's mad. So yeah, it's just crazy. And life is just mad exciting. And it's because I know everything's excited. Like so many things are happening that you can't really. There's too many things happening to like stay excited with one thing. It's just constantly like moving. Life is full of miracles now, so it's beautiful.
So we know that you are a miracle magnet because you literally, all the things you're manifesting are actually happening in your life. And I know one example of that is that in one of your raps from a couple of years ago, you specifically named a date to when certain things would happen, and they happened.
Yeah.
Can you share that with
So
me?
it's mad. So yeah, in a song Power, although you've made me say it a bit too early. What is it? But my song Power, I talk about the date in 2022. Well, I'll be on top, where things would have changed for me. 2011, at the end of 2011, a magical day. May I ask? On the 11th of the 11th, I signed my record deal with Heavenly Records. So yeah, 2022 is more than my year. But other than that, even like I'm saying about my record deal as well, that was a dream from a child. I've been rapping since I was about 10 years old, and a dream was to be signed. So I remember writing on Facebook a few months ago that now I need new dreams. There's so many of my dreams that I had as a child, they've happened. Like, and it's mad because I thought those sort of dreams are dreams that I have until I'm old, and then that's it. Because that's what people do. You just have dreams of a child, then you have them until you're old, and then that's it. But I've actually become what I've always dreamed of wanted to become, and that's mind blowing.
So your vortex needs more
Yeah,
stuff.
mate. That's what I'm saying. I need new dreams. It's
Yeah.
mad.
And for those that haven't had the pleasure of kind of hearing your skillful wordplay or your catchy choruses, the songs you're writing now, the messaging is really, really powerful. Can you talk to me about how you kind of come about making those messages?
Yeah, I found my spirituality about 3.5 years ago. I found it randomly. I couldn't sleep for about a week. I'll shorten this story because it's quite a long story, but I couldn't sleep for about a week. I was in bed, and it must have been about 4 o'clock in the morning. I kept waking up about 4 every night, and then one of these nights, my best friend's brother sent me a video, and it said 12 laws of the universe that will change your life. And normally I'll discard something like that because I was raised in a Christian home, so things like that are like demonic, or it's like witchcraft, or do you know what I mean? So I don't listen to anything like that. But then I thought it's 45 minutes, and I thought, okay, 45 minutes probably put me to sleep. It'll bore me and put me to sleep. So then I started watching it, and within 10 minutes, whoa, I started crying. I was thinking, like, I don't, like, my whole body felt like, oh, I don't know how to explain it, but it just felt like, what the hell? Like,
A sense of
why? Yeah.
resonance.
Why? How come I didn't know any of this shit? It's like I believed every single thing that was on there. It's like I've suddenly been shown everything in the world that I should have known. So it was mad, and I just started crying and crying and crying, and it was like the deepest, hardest cry I've ever cried in my life. Like even from when I was a child, it was just mad. My body just felt buzzed, everything. And I used to be scared of the dark. Even used to be scared of telling people scared of the dark. I don't care about anything anymore. But I used to be scared of the dark. I couldn't sleep in it, like in the dark. I used to either have someone with me. That's the only point I can sleep in the dark. Only time I can sleep in the dark. Or if I was on my own, I have to have the TV on or leave the light on. And that was the first day from after I watched it all, cried, whatever. After that, first day I could sleep with the light off. I scared of spiders, but I mean, shit, scared of spiders, terrified of spiders. That was the first day. Now I can pick them up. I pick them up and take them outside. Like, it's like my inhibitions, like just
gone.
dissolved. My fear dissolved. That's when I started saying I'm powerful, lovable, and worthy. From that day, I've never stopped. It's just, just even remembering that day, it's like, it was sick.
And we're talking about the powerful messaging within your rap, and within the songs that you are now
Yeah.
releasing.
So I can't help put it in. I can't
Yeah.
help but put it in there because that's all me.
It's
That's
just a part of you.
That's all I do. That's my life. Do you know what I mean? I can't rap about anything else because that is me. That flows through every single thing that I do. Flows through my love life. Flows through how I raise my daughter. Flows through how I teach. Flows through my music. Flows through me. That is me. Do you get me? So yeah.
And I want to touch on Herchester because I think, that fearlessness that you are now so comfortable with, you are making sure that whoever is in your life, even if you're teaching them, you're trying to teach them that element of fearlessness.
Yeah, I have to.
And talk to me about who Herchester are and what your kind of motivation was there.
Okay, so Herchester is a female rap community that I lead. And Herchester is a space, it's a safe space for females and non binary females to just be free in hip hop. And to get support in hip hop at all stages, no matter what stage they are at, because being a female rapper and being in the industry, there's nothing like that, especially in the north. There's nothing like that at all. And as well as sort of supporting them in hip hop, I try and empower their minds as well, because in the industry, in any industry, whether you're in music or not, just in life, if your mind ain't right, you're gonna find it very hard to get through anything. So I think it goes hand in hand. So when I'm trying to sort of empower them with the hip hop and sort of help them in that aspects and put them on, and when I can on shows and things like that, it's always about, my main focus is building up the mind, building up, making sure that they understand the power of self-belief, the power of believing in yourself, the power in not caring what anyone else is doing. Just ride and do what you're doing, and you'll attract the right people that like feel what you're doing. You don't need every single person to like you. That isn't the aim in life. We're here to love ourselves and ride.
And I know how passionate you are about this because I've been in your company sometimes when I've felt the frustration from you that you just want people to really believe in themselves and want it as bad and be as hungry as you are. How do you deal with that and turn that into a positive way of messaging to individuals that you really want to help succeed?
Well, how I sort of turn that into a positive for myself and sort of the people is I just have to lead by example. I can't wait on them. I can't sort of push them to be hungry. You show them the results or the results of what hunger then gives you. You know what I mean? Or what then that belief or that fire then gives you. You know what I mean? And them seeing that, hopefully, like I can't vouch and say that it 100% works, but hopefully people see that and then want that and say, okay, this is all that she did. This is all that I had to do or she had to do to get that. I've got the same resources. Everyone's got the resources of just believing in themselves. I'm not saying you need £1 million. You know what, the industry, you don't need that. You can be anywhere in life and do that. So hopefully that's how I try and switch it round. I can't stay and pull and tug anymore. Like it's not good for my energy. So yeah.
Powerful as it is. You are the patron of the Music Venue Trust. You're the first rapper to do so.
Yeah.
You're also alongside big named artists like Paul McCartney, Elbow.
Yeah, man.
What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I don't. Yeah, it's just a good. It's it's good. It's just good to be named alongside respected artists, because I believe my career is still very much in its infancy, but I'm gonna be there. Do you know what I mean? In my head, I'm already there. I'm just waiting for it to manifest into sort of the physical. But yeah, that's where I'm supposed to be.
And what we've manifested already is the release of Busta.
Exactly.
Tell people about it.
So Busta is my new single. Busta came about around last International Women's Day, actually, and I wrote it because of International Women's Day. So it's actually imagine. So I wrote it because last International Women's Day there was a big thing about sort of women being downtrodden and it should really just be about empowering women. Let's not focus on women are sort of like the lesser beings. Blah, blah, blah. So it seemed that was a lot of the rhetoric of sort of last International Women's Day. So that made me think, I've never been a buster. I've never been a fool. I've never been a chief. Do you know what I mean? And then I wrote that. That's what I swear down. That's because I was reading bare different articles about women being this and women being that. So I thought, no, as a woman, I'm not a buster. I'm not a chief. You know what I mean? I've never been. No matter what you see me as, I know what I am. So I've never, ever been that. And yeah, so it's for all women to think, right, we've never been busters or chiefs, no matter how we've been treated. So yeah, so it came about last International Women's Day. So it's quite fitting that it's come out around now. But yeah, go and watch it. It's on YouTube, man. Add it to your playlist.
And actually, just, I've had the honour and the pleasure of being with you on tour in London, Brighton, Margate, which amongst being a full load of belly laughing and just pranks, because you are the original prankster in every way, shape or form. I literally had to be on my toes all the time, and even then
she was on the toes. She's so hard to prank, like it's unbelievable. She was the hardest, like.
You got me though on the making me eat ice cream with chopsticks
Okay,
and secretly filming me.
Okay, yeah,
Luckily, I didn't miss my mouth. Otherwise, that could have been really embarrassing. But yeah, if any of you haven't seen that, you need to go watch it. It's all on her story. She shares absolutely everything. I'm still laughing about some of those things. Actually, it was the most amazing experience of my life. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of that. But one of the things that kind of really got me was that when we were in Margate and Brighton and London, although you did 9 tracks, Busta was the one that everyone really. And I know we're in Brighton and it's fairly female dominated. But it felt like, to me, people really resonated with it. Not only is it a really catchy tune, but people really did get that. What were your emotions at the time being on stage and being in an audience like that who, when I've spoke to some of those, assumed that they were not your typical audience type?
Yeah, it was mad. Like, it was just, first of all, just thinking, how am I going to be received by sort of an audience that's not my typical target audience? And when I got on stage after doing the first track, it was, do you know what I mean? It was mad. It was just a big vibe. But then thinking about it, I went home and reflected. But it's just, people feel vibe. Music is about vibrations. Like, so then I thought, why wouldn't they feel it? If it is a vibe, they have to feel it. So that's what I went by, because people coming up to me saying, oh, they were apologising. They were saying, oh, sorry, I know I'm not your target audience, but I loved you. So then I'm thinking, right, don't apologise. If it's a vibe, it's a vibe. If you connect, you connect.
Yeah.
And that's what spirituality is all about. That's why you can speak to anybody in any walk of life, but as long as they're sort of spiritual, you can connect to them.
It's the energies, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the energies connecting.
So that's the same. And my music's full of energy. So yeah, they have to. Now I'm thinking, right, shit, they have to get down with that.
I know that because my legs are still hurting from it.
So yeah, man, it was a good feeling. And yeah, audiobooks, it was, thank you for letting me on your tour. It was amazing. Your fans were amazing. Just everything it was just a big vibe. Being with you and Superlative, and it was just sick.
And it was amazing to have audiobooks want to then get you to collaborate on Burnt Bitches, which I thought was amazing. And for some strange reason, it just really worked, even though they're actually quite an eclectic style of music. But it just shows that when you've got that energy and that passion and that determination and self-belief, that you can add that vibe anywhere. I mean, even Evangeline was dancing to everything, wasn't
I can
she?
rap to my heart, to a heartbeat. I can spit to anything.
Yeah.
Like, vibe is a vibe. Like, as long as I'm catch it, I ride with it, I flow with it.
Amazing.
Yeah, man.
Just one last thing to, a message that you may want to send out to the universe to potential fans that you haven't yet manifested. What would that message be?
To potential fans, just hello, I see you. But no, my normal message is just that I'm powerful, lovable, and worthy. I'm an international artist touring all around the world. I've got a lot to do. I'm at the infancy of my career. I've only just been signed, so I've got number ones around the world, and I've got like the when I think about everything that I've got, like I'm buzzed. You can see it on my face, like I'm excited. So yeah, just to my potential fans, believe in yourself. Like there's power in you. That's where all the power lies, in you. So yeah,
Go check it out, guys. Follow Wanda at Wanda Wall. Make sure you do that. I'll
on
put it
all
in
my socials.
on all your socials. Yeah, watch this space because you are going to blow up, and I'm really excited for you.
Come on, it's
Thank
money
you
on the
so
rise.
much.